G'day, and welcome back to episode 10 of ChunkyNadz, the one chunk Iron Man, starting off in the land of Valamor. You are joining us directly or immediately after episode 9, where we've ticked off a few goals, and we have one large, big, hairy goal ahead, 75 fletching, but let's take a quick peek at where we come from. You got gents like Spoon and Foley, got those linked in the description, that are off the mainland, having explored plenty of Valamor, and here I am 4 chunks in, with a bit more to go. So hopefully we get to do some more exploring soon. I'm sure we will. But in the meantime, we have a fletching goal to achieve. We are going to get started on fletching because it is going to be our most AFK activity, and ChunkyNadz has some chunky away time coming up, and when we are away, we AFK. So the first thing we're going to do on the fletching side of things, noting that the best we're ever going to do with these 4 chunks unlocked are a reusable, reclaimable, what the kind of word am I coming up with? We have oak trees, okay? We have oak trees. So anyway, let's just cut some arrow shafts. The first few levels here, look, you've all seen it before. First few levels, they're not the most exciting things you are ever going to see. But once we get there, which is going to take a little while because it's going to use about 2/3 of the inventory, let's just all celebrate the first of many fletching levels. When we get there, today, please, ChunkyNadz, thank you. Level 2 fletching. We can now go to level 3. Anyway, we're not just going to be fletching on this episode. Going to give a little bit more excitement than that. For now, I'm going to keep fletching, and let's come back when there's something a little bit more exciting happening. And there's 5 fletching. Ooh woo. Anyone want to have a guess what is fun about chopping oak logs and fletching oak logs? If you guess nothing, you're on a winner. So we just got from 5 to 40. See, the miracle, the magic of editing. Were longbows and battle staves? Later. Future us problem. So what, pray tell, does a week of AFK woodcutting and fletching on the couch get you at 12,000 XP an hour? Well, it gets you a level 60 fletching. Adamant arrows, hunter spears, neither of those useful for us, but a couple of little GZs. Here we are again. Very familiar to the last scene. Rack 'em and stack 'em and get the fletching to 65. Lamping time. We have finally made the transition to agility. Given we have a substantial grind ahead of us, chuck that one on. That is our first agility level on the account. And number 2, another lamp there. Pop her in for good measure. Another 20 XP. And we're well on the way to the next one. Tuning back in. Milestone. As is always the case. We fletch an oak bow. We fletch an oak bow. We fletch an oak bow. We hit level 70. We can now make you longbows. That is not very helpful, given we know that this is the punishment grind of sorts, as we discussed in episode 9. Those needing a refresher. We gave ourselves the ability to hit 58 hunter so that we could maximize the Valamor Hunter grinds, the Valamor Hunter creatures, because we cannot access those below 57. And in return, we forced ourselves into a few hundred hours of grinding with 75 fire making, 75 Fletcheroonie, and this is 5 levels away from that goal. ChunkyNadz here, stepping in for a terrible original recording. But more importantly than a crappy recording is our level 80 woodcutting getting our choppity chop on. ChunkyNadz is back from a chunky vacation with 5 bronze med helms to show. We've done a little bit of training on some thieves. Not too much, 45 attack, 45 strength, 41 defensive. And we got this little baby queued up, which just so happens to be, once we hit it, it's going to be another round. It just so happens to be, once we hit this, those wonderful 3 words that you all want to hear: chunk task completed. There is 75 fletching. Took us, we're going to have to do some ChunkyNadz math for this to determine just how many oak logs this took, because it was a lot. ChunkyNadz stepping in, doing what we do best, and confirming that is roughly 48,104 oak logs. So before we get into the business of chunk rolling, now that we've hit all our tasks, let's take a look at some of the fruits of our labours. We have 323 birds' nests here, and it's going to give us 177 seeds, 84 rings, and some god eggs that we won't be able to touch for a little while. But let's take a look at what is in here and see what the fruits of said labours are. A bunch of labour-intensive clicking later. Last 4 birds' nests, and we had a pretty good haul here. So mahogany times 1, 34 acorns, 26 apple, 16 banana, 4 maple, 9 palm, 18 orange, 11 papaya. 11 papaya, that seems pretty good. 29 willows, 14 a curry, 3 yew, 1 teak, 2 spirits. That's going to be good if and when we ever get to a farming guild. Or a spirit tree patch, I suppose. 6 pineapples and 3 magic seeds. So not a lot in the way of hardwood trees. But you know what? When we hit a tree patch, at least we get a bit of a head start on some of that farming XP via tree plants. But we're not done yet. Let us now take a peek at what 84 ring-a-ding-dings get us. Probably important to point out, we are starting with 2 gold rings in the inventory so far, or in the bank so far. So we'll have to take 2 away from whatever we end up looting from these birds' nests. Pretty heavily weighted here on the gold rings. We've got 29, 26 sapphires, 9 ruby, 19 emerald, and 1 diamond ring. So when we do get some runes again and are able to unlock that magic skill, at least we'll be able to do a little bit of enchanting there and get some teleports and some very important rings of forging, and that all-important ring of life to preserve the hardcore status. Anyway, let's do a chunk roll. Okay, one thing before the chunk roll, just as a bit of proof of concept, everything you see in my bank is right here, 68.2 million, but what you will not see, no runes whatsoever. We have not taken any runes. We have dumped everything that was left over from the magic grind. We are starting from scratch. From all of the oak logs that we fletched, we are left with just 1,400 longbows, some short bows, and then some leftover bits and pieces. You've already seen the farming tab so many times. And that's about it. So, Nads, stop yapping and get to rolling. Back to the all-important chunk picker. We have 8 to choose from, and we've looked at some of these before, but let's just do a quick rip around the grounds and see what we have available. Number 1 is, of course, the quality chunk. Gives us access to some adamant weapons and armor as best in slot. Number 2 is the bazaar. We've all seen plenty of bazaar via our friends Spoon, Crack with a K and others. This gives us a little crafty grind for 43 for a diamond. Number 3, free. Number 4, the Hunters Guild would unlock a ranging skill and give us 26 ranging as our chunk goal. Number 5, free. Number 6 on the list does represent the largest or the chunkiest grind. Oh, look, I would really like to get this one, to be honest. We've done some melee training, but not really with any purpose, and the Hill Giants here will give us plenty of that with the curved and long bones. Plus we have Pyre Foxes, which would give us a wee hunter grind, just a 65 for a Sunlight Moth. Number 7, relatively free with the Rune Mace requirement. And then number 8 is the Curious Tale of the Frog in the Night Time. Would not be averse to trying to get a quest done. That'd be good fun. Anyway, we've milked this enough. I think it's time to get this show on the road and see what our destiny looks like. So, do we want to proceed? You bet. Here we go. And we're off to the Hunter Guild with the little range grind. And, a different bank to access too. Cool, let's get to it. So you'll see here on the chunk picker, we do have quite a number of tasks available at the Hunters Guild, and they're near all having to go on backlog. The Hunter Rumors, we literally cannot catch anything in our chunks, so any Hunter Rumor assigned is just not available to us. So let's just quickly hop offline, backlog the relevant items so that when we do find ourselves in a position to complete some Hunter Rumors, we can. But let's see what our chunk task looks like post backlog. Backlog is done, and obviously the active chunk tasks looks a lot different now, and we'll just have to keep an eye on what we are asked to hunt for our first rumor and see if it is available on Valamor, and at least that will give us a little bit of an inkling as to what we can do from a progress perspective. But 26 range to wield some iron bolts, obtain an iron knife. I believe that is from a spawn. So without a further ado, let's check out the chunk. Here we are on the precipice of our new chunk. Let's open up that world map, get that little shift double click out the way, and start to explore. As is always the case, we start off walking. Look at that lovely ribcage. Not going to go into the guild first. Let's just take a little peek around the outskirts. Not too much to see here. Bunch of trees. We've got plenty of woodcutting XP. We don't really need bog standard trees. There's an oak tree in the distance. That is not our ChunkyNadz. Don't even think about it. Can't get around the back of the guild, so let's double back. I think I've seen much of this other side before. And you know what? The dopamine hit of going to the Hunters Guild for the first time, it's too strong. So here we are. Magic of editing. Let's check it out. Turning right off, heading to our first shop. Wherever that shop is, there you are. Open her up. Let's have a look. Oh, that is all the hunter supplies we need. Fantastic. Those box traps would come in so very handy if we could complete Eagle's Peak, but we don't have access to it and won't for a long old time. I forgot about the capybaras. Oh, he's a happy little cappy. I would be too. Next trader. Oh, no. Needle. Always pick up your ground items, at least on your first explorer. Sven, what have you got? Lots of furs, needles and thread, and mixed hide. Not that we have a crafting method, but that would increase any future crafting requirements. It's like in the 60s or 70s, so there's a bit there. A guild master. with the little Bo Peep stick. Okay, cool. Apertura. Okay. A little bit of lore. I don't really like. There's a part of me that wants to read it, but at the same time, where are you gonna get off? Well, we should probably see if you want some help first. And you don't. Cool. Well, if you don't want help, can I at least steal from you? Oh, a chest. Grog. See? Okay. I'm sure I've seen that in somebody else's episode, but that's a pretty decent money-making adventure. And the chest we saw before cannot be unlocked. Okay, so we can't really steal too much from the guildmaster who rejected our advances. Story of ChunkyNadz life. And look here in the distance. Iron, knife, and 2 of. That, boys and girls, is a chunk task completed. Nice little buffalo there. And here is our friendly neighborhood. Oh, no. Here is our friendly neighborhood banker. There is our bank. And we've clicked him twice. Let's dump some of the crap. Poll booth, because this is a great place to vote. Bank chest, for those that don't have the hunter level. There's our cute little capybaras. Hello, boys and girls. What else we got? Down the not very ominous stairs. I think I'm pretty aware of what's down here. Some more people. Some hunter creatures. And some just traplers tipples just littering on the ground. This must be where we pick up hunter rumors. Novice would be the very first one, so let's just have a chat, see if we can get a task and whether it becomes backlogged until we're off Arlamore or not. Can I have a task? No. Verity. Alright, let's check out Verity. There we go. Hello, Verity. That is a nice mask you have on, and that hairstyle is gonna last a long time. Cool. And it looks like I can now get hunter tasks after reading this stuff from Verity that we absolutely read every word of. Give me a task, boy. Sapphire Glacialis. That's not bad luck. That is actually a creature available on Valamore. So at one point in time in the months or years to come, I think we're going to get what we need. Alright, what else have we got here? We have a random little... Chinchompa! Oh, that's kind of cool. And that... It's witchy! It's witchcrafty! That is a nice little Easter egg. Alright, head to the other side. Oh, look, it's a kitty cat. Pet the cat. He's just leaning into me. Okay. That is why cats are crap pets. Yep, I said it. I don't care how controversial it is. They do nothing. They take and take and take, and they do not give back. What else we got? Moonlight moths. Moonlight antelopes. Oh, you're a nice looking creature. I feel like you are a pretty big hunter level too. You could trigger a big grind. Let's have a quick take a peek. I think you're a tease, so therefore you're a pitfall trap. Oh, 91. That's, for those keeping track of ChunkyNadz videos, that's almost halfway to 99. Okay. Well, that's pretty much most of the guild. not much else to see. Feel pretty good about this chunk, and with just the one grind, shouldn't take us terribly long to get through. But this is a cool little area. They've done well. What better place to start the range training rolling than the old chook coop? We've picked up a couple 100 iron knives to start with. It should... I don't think it's going to last us, but we're just going to at least use it for what we can. Pick up the feathers in the meantime. You'll see a few feathers in the inventory from some unarmed combat training on mobile, just because we can. And we hit pretty consistently here. Obviously, it's just ones given the start, but the chooks aren't going to hurt us, and they're going to give us some feathers. And for the most part, we'll probably pick up our knives. So, I mean, what's that? We lost 2 whole knives. What a catastrophe, and we got 48 XP. It's I'm not even going to do the math on that, but at least we're killing some chooks. Skip forward to another chook. Easy kill. There is our first range level on the account. We only need to get 26 of those at the moment. It's not going to take us terribly long, and it's not going to be terribly exciting, but we'll certainly have to check back in for some milestones. And I'm feeling pretty good about keeping the knives for this, but we'll see. At least it's an infinite source. Just a teeny bit into the rangy grind. If we actually equip those iron doobies, and that is 5 range. We actually have a max hit of 2. We had that at level 4 anyway, but wanted to, of course, capture the dopamine hit of level 5 as we continue the arduous journey all the way to 26, because it's so difficult. Easy chunk tasks, that's what we like to see, because we know we have some doozy grinds coming up. Checking back in on the Rangeroony training, and that apparently did not want to show up is level 10 range. Okay, so we managed to miss level 20 range, but there it is in the bottom left hand corner. 20 range. The joys of having a small chunk means we knock out our tasks very quickly, but forgot about these agility lamps, we're going to call them. When we last did a little level up check, so there is 5 agility, 1 more lamp, let's pile it in. What do we get to? Still level 5, but I was going to take on an imp. He's gone. That wasn't very well done. Alright, the Bufala will work. 1 go, 26 range. We can now wield iron crossbow bolts. That is the main gem for the chunk. Look at those bolts, 228 of the finest. Wield that. Oh, we're still killing the buffalo. Let's just kill him as well. Come on, let's finish him off. Chunk. Oh, we hit 4s now too. I forgot about that. There he goes, just as the imp walks by as well. So just some beautiful timing. Just this one, so we're not going to waste those bones. Taking a look-see back at this here chunk picker. We can tick off the obtain an iron knife task, as we obviously did that almost immediately. And as we've just seen, we have 26 range to wield iron bolts. Which means we are 2 for 2 on chunk tasks and ready to roll anew. We've already spoken about a number of these, so we're going to speak to our 2 new ones and a relatively significant change. Number 8 is free. Back at the Hunter Guild, not much doing here. Number 9 is fishy fish. Big bass, big swordfish, big shark, and a lot of fishing. This would be a really good grindy one, and who doesn't love fishing? Now that we've got the Hunter Guild bank, we've got a bank that's not terribly far away for when it comes to the sharks as well. And the change is to number 5. We still have the Hill Giant grind, but with the Hunter Guild unlocked, and with Pyre Foxes in chunk number 5, we would have a 91 Hunter grind on top of the Hill Giant long and curve bone grind. So another pretty exciting one. I'm kind of hoping for 5. I want a bit of combat. I want a bit of fun. But as we get to it, let us select the pick, select the proceed, and see where this takes us. When you're ready. What is this? Outer Fortress Docks. Oh, this is relatively free.